Well, hello everyone. What is up? It is Monday. Sorry we a little tardy, but it's gonna be worth it. I promise you. Happy Monday. What is up, Joe? How you feel?
I feel good. I feel good. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Come on. How was your Easter weekend? How was it?
It, it was great. We celebrated the resurrection of Jesus Christ,
Come on. He
and
rose
man,
and he
he
rose, huh?
rose. He rose. So I'm thankful that we got to celebrate another resurrection day. So that's awesome.
I
So
love it.
I was. It was great. It was great. How was yours?
It was easy peasy. Your girl been under the weather, but he rose. So we had to go out and celebrate with the Saints and we had a good time. So it's just
Yeah.
me and my little boy. He ain't little, but he my little boy. But we hope you all had a great Easter weekend with your family. But we are on tea time tonight and we are truly excited. But you know how we do. Before we get into all the good tea that has been brewing up, we are going to get into these announcements tonight. So, first announcement, if you are not following us, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Definitely be able to catch up on all your tea from the last, you know what, we in our fifth season, you all. So, there are
Fifth
five
season.
seasons full of tea that you got to catch
Yeah.
up on. And you can see how we emerge from Tea Time with Liz to Tea Time with Liz and Friends. And we are still here
Yes.
with the friends. Yes. So definitely make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms as well. We are on Facebook and Instagram, and we go live every first and third Monday. And then you can also hear the podcast version, the listening version at your desk on your workouts, whenever at your Apple or Spotify or all the other platforms that you be listening to podcasts. We pretty much on everything. So definitely make sure you check us out on those. All
Tune
right.
in. Tune in.
Tune in. Okay. The tea has been hot. Okay. I'm telling you, tune in. Share it with a friend. Let them know tea time is back with our fifth season. And with that, we want you to go ahead and save the date. Our pop up is coming up, y'all. We are definitely locked in, loaded, and ready to go. It is going to be September 6th from 11 to 1:30. It is going to be full of excitement, adventure, all the things, and just come hang out with your girls live. We're gonna do this
Yes.
live, okay? And just we're gonna have a good time. So make sure you save the date, and we'll send out more information
Wait, did
about how
that
you.
say that it was free?
Yeah, it is free, and it's
Free?
free. Listen, free
Free?
99, okay? Free parking,
3.99.
free food, free events, okay? Free,
Gonna
free,
hunt that
free.
car.
We gonna bless the people. For you have blessed us and supported us. We definitely want to be a blessing to you all. So definitely stay tuned to how you can reserve your spot at this free event. All right. And
Yes.
you know what? I'm so proud of my friend. She is out
Uh-oh.
here doing big things, y'all. She is Miss Joe has her own conference coming up here in July. Joe, would you
Oh,
like to
Jesus.
tell the people about your new adventure here that's coming up?
Oh, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Keep me in prayer, Lord. Keep me in prayer. Amen. You guys just come out, come out. We will have limited seats. I'm excited. I'm excited. Keep
Woo-woo.
us in prayer. It's going to be at the end of July. Woman of Sin. You don't want to miss it. Amen.
Yes, so that is July 26th, 25th, 27th, or sorry, not the 25th, July 26th and 27th of 25. There we go, this year. And she said registration will start here next month. So be on the lookout. Make sure you are following her on social media so that you can get that information. And we will be sharing it on our Tea Time page as well. So do not fret. You can get it either way. All right. All right. So
Amen.
we are in for a treat. Next month, we are going to continue on. We This theme this year has been breaking the silence, and we are going to have some tough conversations, some real conversations. And our next month one is a doozy. Okay, that's my South Dakota coming out. That's a doozy. Okay,
The Disney.
it's a doozy. We are going to talk about um we are going to talk about shacking up or nah. We don't talk about abstinence. We don't talk about, how do we navigate relationships and commitment and all the things, is it still morally right? Is it or is it not? So we're going to get into it. Your girls, we're going to kick it off May 5th. I know that's Cinco de Mayo, but come hang out with us anyway
Juicy.
at
This is gonna be
7:30.
juicy.
And we're going to talk about it. All right. Well, that concludes the announcements. Joe, let's get this show started.
Whew. Tonight we have special guests, some anointed ladies who
Yes.
are the founders of the Unleashed Prayer Group. We
Whoop, whoop.
have Toviaz Sly and Tanya Campbell. They're here to help us spill the tea
Let's
on
go.
breaking the silence of women empowerment. Welcome, ladies. It's so
Come
nice
on
for you to
in.
join us.
Yes. Welcome to the tea time. How are you, ladies?
We are doing well, 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 well. I am excited. Listen.
We are excited to have you. We are. Shout out to all the Unleashed group people out here who are supporting tonight. Blood gang gang. I
Yes,
know
yes.
if you've been
Gang,
around the
gang.
group, you know what I'm
That
saying.
is- Yes, yes,
Gang,
yes.
gang.
But how are you ladies tonight? How are you?
I am doing well. I can't complain. Yeah, I am doing good. I'm just excited to be here.
Yes, we are
Yeah,
excited to have you. We are
yes.
excited to have you.
Topaz
Yeah.
looking cute with that lip gloss, with
Okay,
them,
come
with that
on.
that
Come on.
lip.
Let them
Okay.
know.
I am
She's
doing
popping
well. I
tonight.
said the rose.
Listen,
He came in a tune.
come
Listen.
on. He rose, huh?
He
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 rose.
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 We got to ride. So listen.
He said,
He
and
said
we
he
looking
shed his
I
live.
did.
blood.
You
Looking
I'ma
looking
live.
have
like
red
you could.
lipstick on to represent the blood of the lamb.
Let's go.
All right, ladies. It's so good to have you ladies on tonight. It's a
Yes.
blessing. So
What?
we're gonna get it started. You ladies ready to to spill the tea?
Girl, yes, ma'am. Come
Yeah.
with it. Come
Gomez
on,
already got her
honey.
sip in. Okay.
Hold
Let's
on.
go.
So let's start out. So just tell us, how long have you been in ministry?
Ooh. I will say for me, since the age of 12.
Okay,
12.
come on. Come
Well,
on.
since
All
the age
12.
of
right.
12, I was introduced to my Lord and Jesus Savior to
Come
him at
on.
the age of 12 and been running, might have slipped and slide, dipped and died, but been running for the Lord ever since. So yeah, that's
Come
my
on.
journey since 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Amen.
Well, I have been in ministry now 25 years.
Come
Come
on. Come
Yes,
on,
on. Let's
25.
go.
I gave my life to the Lord actually April of 2000.
Come on.
Wow.
oh,
Happy
this is your
birthday. Happy spiritual
anniversary.
birthday. Come
Oh,
on in the milestone. What?
won't he do
Come
it?
on.
Birthday.
Come on. And she's still running. And she look cute. Come on
Yes,
in.
Time to make 100.
Let's
right.
See that?
go.
Yes, yes, it has
Wow,
truly been a
that's
blessing.
awesome.
Yes, 25 years,
So
and I have not looked back. Yes, ma'am. Look,
Amen.
yes.
That's
how
a
lo-
blessing.
how long have you ladies been in ministry together?
You mean before or no? I'm just teasing.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we go way back. Like I
Come
was just
on.
thinking about that question today, and we went to church together, and so I was like, when the first Lord, what year that was? You remember, Tanya? I mean, it has been
Uh,
some years, y'all. It's been
it's
some.
been it's been a long time. I mean, we've seen each other, of course, like we've all seen each other at church and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But I mean, I think about So you just see each other and pass it because, of
Right.
course, but I think
Mhm.
about, I can't remember the time, but remember you came up to me and you said that you had a dream.
I remember that. I had a dream before I even knew her. I had a dream about me and her doing ministry together. And you know how you get this dream and you see the, person at church. And I told her, I said, hey, I had this dream and this is what I had in the dream. And I think that's what kind of start forming our friendship in forest friendship and in ministry and things like. And I'm gonna say that it had to be about, my son is 23, so I'm gonna go at least about 20 years, about 20
Wow.
20 20 years, Tanya, you would say, or close to it, because my son, he's
Mm-hmm.
turning
Amazing.
24. So, and it was at the new Shiloh, the Shiloh on Broadway that
Come
we
on,
met.
Broadway.
But
Come
she's
on.
been 25 years. I'm going to say our friendship been about 20, almost 20 years, almost 20 years. And it was a dream. It was a dream I had
Mm-hmm.
about us
Wow.
being in ministry. And I told her about the dream. And that's how we met. I was like, oh my God, I had this dream about us in ministry. And we were dancing together. And that's before we knew anything about ministry, calling, lanes to stay in, metrons to be in, anything. And I had
Wow.
this dream, and that's what started our wonderful friendship.
Okay, Tanya. So, how did you feel when she came up to you about this dream? Like this crazy
Talk
lady.
about it.
Like what was you
Right.
feeling? How was you feeling,
Okay,
sis?
first of all, huh? What? And I ain't quick to respond to things. So I was like, okay, I trust you. But as time went on, God started giving me just different ideas and told me to collaborate with Toviaz. And our first time, so after the dream, then after that, that was when we had the idea with Spread Our Wings,
Mm,
and that was something we came to together to help women kind of just make them feel good about themselves. So I told her what the Lord said, and I said, think about it, let me know. And then she thought about it, and we came back together. And that is kind of really after that when we start really doing ministry together, coming together, and just knowing each other. And I would say, for the most part, we both operate in different lanes, but we both have kindred spirits.
Mhm.
And so I think really that was a lot to it. And then, too, I can say for us that there is an iron sharpen iron.
yes.
There are things about us that we pull out of each other.
Yes.
Um, Toviaz is very creative. Very, and
Come
she'll throw
on.
ideas and what you think about that? Hold on, let me see what the Lord said.
She said, hang on now. I got to process. We got to process with the Father.
Let's
you
break it
know,
down. 'Cause
hold on,
hold on.
and
I
it,
love
it
it.
creates a balance,
Yeah.
Mhm.
for the both of us. But
Yes.
I can say that was really kind of
Yes.
how God brought us together. And then the
Mhm.
fact that we didn't know each other personally, but God connected us through ministry
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
And
allow
okay.
us to come together through ministry.
Yeah.
And
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 I'm just
from
gonna,
that evolved.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna add on to that. Even when in ministry in church, it was kind of like we didn't know each other, didn't it wasn't like we were talking this, and that, and we would connect. It was just like the way God will bring us together, like our spirit would just connect. We wouldn't say no words or nothing. And before you know it, we're doing ministry or doing things together. And so that was for me when God, after the dream, God started showing me, like, okay, I'm gonna show you. And he started bringing us to cross paths in ministry.
That's beautiful. And I love
Wow.
how this is such a divine connection.
Mhm.
Um, and we're gonna get into that a little later, but we
Yeah.
gotta get into this nitty-gritty, okay? Just a little bit. But knowing how you all evolved together and how long you've been in ministry, so we know that you are mature, mighty women of God, which definitely I have been affected in a positive way by them both. And with that, there is this movement that we are seeing today of a lot of women leading other women. And so I want to raise this question of what we're here to talk about tonight. What are the cracks you see in women empowerment?
Oh.
I'll start with you, Tanya. What do you think?
Oh, okay. So I mean, if honestly, a lot of what I see when it relates to there are a lot of cracks is we're moving into this place where people want to be heard and
Mm,
they want to be identified.
mm,
And so they're moving in ways where they haven't been matured enough to move effectively. And so it's creating these spaces where look at me, look at me, look at me, when there's a lot of healing that needs to take place.
so
Mm.
good.
And so because of that, it is causing cracks where women is stepping on each other's toes.
Wow.
They're connecting only to get what they can. They're leeching off of those that are anointed, only to
Wow.
gain access to what they have and then go on and do whatever it is that they
Mhm.
want to do, but mimicking what that person provided for them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so a lot of it is that we are moving in places where we haven't been healed
Mm,
and we've been rejected and abandoned. And so because of that, it's causing different women to not trust
Hmm.
different women. And so because of that, it's creating this movement where I don't trust you. And so, I'm gonna keep you at afar when God is in the process of breaking all of that. So it's important that we become healed and get help, so that we can move in our own true authentic self. So that is kind of some of the cracks that I've seen when it
Yeah.
comes to
listen.
women.
Listen,
That
that's a
was good.
whole teacup. That's a
That's
whole
good.
teacup, okay?
Yes,
I got
that's
so
good.
many several questions to that, but I ain't gonna hold toe. I,
Yeah.
I know
That's
she got
good.
something to say, so go
I mean,
ahead.
all of that what she said is kind of the
Wow.
cracks that I'm seeing. One of the biggest is trust and motives.
Yeah.
And she spoke about it. Sometimes we deal with trust issues in ourselves. So when we go into these places, spaces, and things, we're bringing that in. And now our motives is we don't trust nobody, but we want to throw a conference. We, like she said, we're not healed in our own self. And so now we're going in with these blinders on and we're spreading, in the people. So it brings cracks. So if I'm here not
Mhm.
trusting nobody, I'm not even say for me, when I first did my first women's conference in 2016, I was asking the Lord, like, Lord, what is going on? I don't want to, you hear
Yeah.
about, we have all these, how you said, these things that they say about women, and then we take that on and build on that to say, women
Mhm.
are catty, women are this, women are that, and it plays into our own deep insecurities about ourselves. And
Right.
so
Absolutely.
Mhm.
we go into all of that and create all of these different cracks, these different issues, when it all boils down to ourselves. When it all boils down, what's in our inner self. So I would say that.
Listen, you all just the tea is hot, y'all. The tea is hot. Okay. Listen, and you hit on stuff that we talked about last time, and I'm sure you
Yep.
probably didn't even listen, and that's all
Yeah.
right, right? Like this is just confirmation, and you
Mhm.
both, keep mentioning about the healing, and this is definitely the reasoning why I wanted to bring this to the forefront. We have been silent that we aren't being honest with ourselves in our healing journey, and so I ask you both then, how do you know that you're whole enough to handle such an assignment? How do you
Mm.
know you're
That
healed?
amazing question. Excellent question.
Amazing question. I'm gonna say for me, because I'm on my journey, you progress, you go through different things, but a lot of things I had to be truthful with myself,
Mm,
be honest with myself, come to terms with my inner self, and take that journey to be healed from it, and not that it's I know that it doesn't affect me anymore. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going in with all these red flags of, I got a red flag on Liz, I got a red flag on Jonisha, I got a red flag on Tanya, but I'm healed enough in myself to know that that was just an issue with myself that I'm putting on Liz, Janisha, and Tanya. It had nothing to do with you guys. It was just a me,
Was
and
it
to
you?
get the necessary, help that I need to get past those mountains
Yeah,
that's in
come on,
myself.
Yes.
There are really
come
mountains
on.
that's in myself, and to get past
Absolutely.
that and to get that help. And sometimes we don't want to admit to ourselves that we need that help, that we're dealing with that
Come
issue, that we're
on.
dealing with shame, we're dealing with a weakness, we're dealing with insecurities, we're
Wow.
dealing with rejections, we're dealing with abandonment, we're dealing with all these
A
issues
lot. We're
because
Yes.
not.
we don't want to come
Yes.
grips to ourselves. So I would
Absolutely.
say get the necessary training. Don't look at it as that it's shame, condemnation, weakness, and know that when you're healed from that, man, that's a place on the other side of the mountain where you will know without a shadow of a
Listen,
doubt.
listen.
The
Find
ants will
out,
come and go
okay?
pluck it away like I ain't there
Come
no more. You
on.
could look for me in, like they say, they look for Jesus in the cave and he wasn't there. You could look for me at that place and time,
She's
but
preaching.
Tobias
She
is
is
not
preaching
there.
tonight. Come on. Yes.
He is
And it's
not
not an
there.
easy mountain to climb. That's not an easy mountain
No.
to climb
It's
at
not.
No.
all.
But when you're truthful with yourself and you get the
Yeah.
necessary help, and when you're truthful, that mountain will be easy to climb. Because my God said I could conquer all mountains, but I gotta be truthful with myself.
Yeah,
That
that's
part.
And
real.
I gotta come
That
grips
part.
with myself, not what the world say, not what mama, dad. I gotta come with grips to myself. I'm sorry, y'all.
That
Mhm.
part.
Go
Come
ahead.
on. Here it turning. It's turning. Here we go.
It's offering
Here we
time. It's
go.
offering
Self.
time. Somebody
Go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead, Tanya. Because
Yo,
No, I mean, you pretty much just summed it up for both of us. I think,
I'm gonna
I
sip my
think
tea.
about too. It's just, I would say how, the beginning of this year, it was, God spoke something to me. He says, this year is going to be different.
mm,
And he said, this year is going to be different, and you're going to start to see the manifestation of your fruit. And
amen.
so during that time, our church went on a 21-day fast, but a lot of times, that God deals with you. And so this time he says, for so long, you've made it about everybody else.
My
Mm,
God.
Now we about to do some work on you.
wow.
You've given, you poured. Now I want to do some work on you. And so for me, it was really having a therapist,
Wow.
um, because we're functioning in ministry and the gifts are good, but the soul is wounded, you
Jesus.
know. And so once I found that person, for me, it helped me identify that a lot of things I was numb to,
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
a lot of stuff. So you can function, you can keep living, you can keep
Mhm.
moving, you can be like, that don't phase me. But when that numb becomes reality,
Yeah,
you feel everything.
absolutely.
You have to go
Absolutely.
through a forgiving process where you forgive people that you thought, man, I thought I forgave them.
Listen, listen.
I thought that was
That
done.
we was good.
I thought we were good. You healing
Listen.
from grief, relationships, you healing, and you allowing yourself to be broken and vulnerable
That's what we
so
Yeah.
want.
that you
Yeah.
can heal from the inside out. I don't want to function. I can preach, I can do all of that, but I want what I say to be authentic. I
Amen.
want it to be pure,
Yes,
and
sir.
I want God to deal with me. I ain't talking
Yes.
about everybody else. Deal with me. And so that's mama wounds, daddy wounds,
Yeah.
friendship wounds, whatever. And so when you can identify that you're whole, when you can wake up and that thing don't affect you no more,
Get
Come
all out.
Mm.
on.
when
You
Mm.
you can wake
talking.
up and
Yes.
the heaviness is gone, when you
Listen.
can wake up and say, you know what, you hurt me, but I'm praying for you.
That. Okay.
And
Yes.
I'm not just praying for you, but I'm praying that
Name
God
blessings.
blesses you
Come on. Come
abundantly.
on.
I'm watching God just overflow your life.
Okay.
And
That
so
part.
that is when you can identify that I'm doing the work, I'm honest, and I'm allowing God to do it, but I'm doing the work myself. And so it's just a load that just comes off of you.
Good.
But y'all, I didn't realize I was numb to a
My
lot of
God.
stuff.
I think that's so I thank you for your transparency and honesty, because I think that is so that testimony was so well needed, especially for some of us who are working in ministry. And I think what happens is that we see God heal us and deliver us out of a certain circumstance, and it was mighty, and we paid the cost for the oil, right? And it's not to say the assignment's not on our lives, but there are more stages of healing that we have to
Yes.
address. But sometimes we get caught up in the assignment that we,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, we become numb to these places until he makes you sit here and face it, and you're like, hang on a second. I thought we
Right.
dealt with this. I thought we dealt with this. Because that's how I ended up back here in Minnesota. I said, sir, I thought we dealt with this. He said, no, not today. We're gonna do it now though.
Right.
So
And
no, but that's real. That's real. Go ahead.
I had learned that some things had laid dormant for a reason, because it wasn't
Yeah.
that time for it to come out. It was a season that it needed to come out, because it was a season where it needed to be ministered, where I needed to use it to minister to other people. So God showed me, okay, now let's deal with this. Now let's deal with you kept it. It was laying dormant. You never dealt with it when it was needed to be dealt with. Now let's deal with it now, so it can be fruit, so it can help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And here I was like, well, I'm free from that. But
Yeah.
lo and behold, no, it was just laying dormant. But God knew when it was time for it to come out. So it's up to you
That's
to really let it go when it's time to let it go.
absolutely.
Release it.
Let it go.
Let it
Let
go.
it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Come
And
on
I
and
was
sing
going
that.
to say sometimes we don't want to let it go, because letting it go will release the crutch from underneath us, what we have
Ooh,
used for so long to keep us in that
ooh.
space. So I would say sometimes we can say let it go, but sometimes we don't want to let it go, because that's our pity party. That's where we can go to that place and get the attention, get what all we need from that space. And God been telling us to let it go,
Let it
but
go.
we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to let it go because we found comfort in not letting it go.
That's real.
And
That's
so
real.
yeah.
Okay, I want to ask one more question, then Joe, you can get yours in. Okay, hang on, because they said something else too. Okay, earlier, and we got to address this. We gotta talk about it. We breaking stuff tonight. We breaking good stuff tonight. Okay.
Man.
But you all also talked not only about the healing, but you talked about trust. And this was something that was really big last time in our conversation, that a lot of women have a hard time trusting and being vulnerable. What do you think is causing these roots of mistrust, or even feeling like they can't be open and vulnerable to each other?
Ooh, ships, relationships, daddy ships, friendships, everything with a ship, how we grew up.
She
I'm
said
just saying,
it's
everything
the
with a
ship
ship.
that we've been
What's the
sailing, huh?
ship? Another ship. Everything with a ship. I'm just gonna put for me. I'm gonna say for me. I'm gonna speak for me. A lot of my trusting issue had come from growing up, mother and father issues, siblings issues, family issues. Then I went and got in church issues. Everybody that I thought that I could depend on failed me. So
Mm,
I took that hurt and I buried it, and I went with every time someone that I thought, I'm gonna say that I thought, because it wasn't a God thing, failed me. I took that and I said, well, okay, next time I'm gonna do this, because they're not gonna get me like that again. Get what I'm saying? So
Wow.
I went
right.
into, I ain't gonna trust you fully. I'm gonna trust you just enough. And so, but it
Mm.
brought that distrust in me in every, I'm gonna say every area of my life, friendships, relationships, business ships,
Wow.
any kind of ship, because I was wounded and I
Wow.
didn't deal with that hurt. And I was wounded from family, daddy, all of those issues. And I
Yeah.
and I didn't deal with it. So it brought that mistrust for everybody and everything in my life. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times women, I'm gonna say for me, I was taught to be silent, suffer quietly. You
Mm.
get what I'm saying? Don't speak on it, don't say
Yeah.
it, stuff it. And I grew up underneath that. So now that I grew up on suffering silence, that is not, I shouldn't, I'm wounded and I can't trust anyone to tell because they're telling me, be quiet, don't talk about it, or take it to God. He gonna handle. Yes, we should take our things to God, but there's things that I need to talk about. And I think because I grew up in that, it made me stuff a lot of things. It made me be passive aggressive in who I trust and who could, and who I trust and when I trust and
So
things like
good.
that. So I didn't deal with a lot of my feelings because I was taught to, no, not right, be quiet.
Yeah.
You shouldn't talk about it. Don't mention that. Your feelings is okay, but not right now. So I was overlooked, pushed to the side. So it brought a lot of mistrust in me in every area of my life. So
Wow. Okay, Miss
This is
Tanya.
like this is like a rerun of last week's. This is so funny.
Absolutely. It absolutely, but I think you hit even a deeper place because we live a surface life and we
Yeah.
don't allow ourselves to see a full potential us because we're
Mhm.
so guarded and
Yep.
you're constantly trying to guard this ship, all the
Listen.
ships around you instead of letting it float. Have you ever seen somebody try to float in water and they so scared? That's how it looks. That's
Mhm.
exactly how it looks. But that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. But you gotta learn once again to let it go and be
Yes.
honest. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
but Miss Tanya, what you think? What you
No, that's good. It's funny you said that, like even swimming, like we don't even trust the life jacket. Like I don't even trust
okay?
this life jacket to save me.
Come on.
Got a
Real
whole life
talk.
jacket
Uh-uh.
on.
Real
Trust the life.
talk.
Nope. I
No.
don't even trust this to save me, you know. But
Facts.
when I think about it, a lot of what Toviaz said, I think about because when I give people access to me, it is because I'm not I love people. People think I'm surrounded around people, but I mean access to me personally.
Right.
And I think for me, when that trust is broken, is when loyalty is broken.
Mhm.
Wow. That's good.
When the loyalty is broken and somehow that put a wedge is because I've respected you enough to respect me as a person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I respect you as a person. I love you. You love me. If there's an issue, let's talk about it. And
Right.
so when those areas have been fractured, it's really hard to trust.
Mm,
And so you start putting people in categories. Like
mm.
I only because this is who you are. I know not to expect nothing else from you but that. And
Wow.
so
Right.
there's no expectation. I don't
Yeah.
expect nothing else from you but that. And so I had to learn that. But when that trust is broken, it's hard.
Mhm.
But what I say again, it just goes back to dealing with those wounds and dealing with those areas where you've been mishandled by
Mhm.
people, your friends, those that you're supposed to love. And when that trust has been broken and that respect and honor has been broken,
Yeah.
it's hard to regain that. And
It
but you have
is.
to be careful that you don't make these vows to say, I would never have these type of people. I would never, you have to be very careful about the vows that we make, that
That's
we
good.
have to begin
We're
to
doing
break that, especially if we move in and operate and function in ministry.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You hear women say, I don't do women. I got 7 brothers. Oh, I do women, because we
Okay.
have to build together. Like
Yeah.
Toviaz, well, she got
Facts.
3 brothers. So who are we to be like, I don't do women, but you want to move and operate and function with women in ministry? You got to get healed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man,
Mhm.
y'all and Joe, Joe, it's on you. It's on you. I just gotta sit in that one. That was
Be
so
healed.
good. That is
Be
so
healed.
good.
Listen.
It's the vowel. Don't say never. Like that's it, man.
Yeah.
Gotta break
So
them vows, them covenants. We
Absolutely,
come in covenant with these vows,
man.
and we have to be careful because there's power in what we say.
Yeah.
And so you
Absolutely.
have to go back and renounce these things and say, God, I'm sorry. They hurt me, but that's not to say for the women that you're gonna send in my life
That's
that we're
right.
gonna build with, that we're gonna do
Yes.
life with, that we're gonna have Elizabeth and Marys, that you
Come
not
on,
only just gonna
Come on,
walk
Elizabeth
with me
and
and hear
Mary.
the blessing, but you gonna be with me until I birth my
Hmm.
Come
blessing.
on.
And then
listen.
when you birth your blessing, I'm gonna be
That,
right there with you. And so don't discount those that wounded you. Pray for them. Ask God
Yes.
to heal them, because those that is coming, it's not gonna be you just gonna pour out. It's a reciprocity. I pour in you, you pour back into me. Let's build this kingdom together, because that's what it's about.
That's so good. See,
Yes.
you my sister. Because I was sitting here and God gave me Elizabeth and Mary. And he
come
was like,
See?
on.
think
Come
about
on.
when they met. If Elizabeth would have
Absolutely.
said, my son need to be greater than your son, they knew, you know, or no, my son is great. You know, all of these catty things as women say, but they knew they were cousins. They met in the spirit leaped in each inside of them. One of them didn't get envious, jelly, or said, this is that, that is this.
Come
He
on.
knew he had his assignment, and she knew what, you know, Jesus knew his assignment, and they all fulfilled their assignment. And not one
Listen.
time when they met, it was about cattiness or I don't do women or about you. We'll see. You my sister.
So that leads to my next question.
Come on,
What is
Joe.
causing women to feel like we are competing against each other or racing to be the best? Why do we feel like we need to compete?
I think society and you know, all of those things. I'm gonna say for me, because I could just speak about me, so y'all won't say I was talking about y'all on this live. I'm
You can
speaking about
you
me.
you can
Okay.
But
you
if
can talk
it's
about
true,
me. We
if
getting
it
healed
come down
tonight.
your lane and
If it comes
receive
to
it.
you,
We
a
getting
lot
healed
a lot
tonight.
of that come about. For me, a lot of that came about. You need to be the best. You need to, you know, this competitive of
Mm-hmm.
of ways that I was raised in my household in growing up. And then when you come in with women, you hear the stereotypes about women can't get along. You hear all these stereotypes and you take that into consideration. Then you take into, oh, I need to be the best. Then you dealing with wounded soul issues. All of that comes in effect on all of these stereotypes that's around women. And dealing with women, I can tell you all of those stereotypes needs to be debunked, because a lot of that comes from what's in your ear and who are you giving your ear to.
Come
That's
on.
good. It's good.
Because if you're around women that is united and encouraging and uplifting, I sound like unleashed prayer, praying for one another,
Come on.
uplifting one
Let
another.
it be the
Come
prelude
on.
for tomorrow
Come on.
morning. Come
Come
on.
on.
If you're around that, you'll reciprocate that. But if you're around catty women that's always talking about, well, she did me this, they did me, what are you giving your ear to
Come
that's
on.
playing into the stereotype of what you're seeing about other women? And what are you, you know, listening to? Or what are the things that surrounded you? Sometimes we hear that in our own homes growing up, you know, we see mama fighting with sister, or they going at it, or mama against daughter, or they're gossiping, they're tearing them down. So
Yeah.
we take along those traits as we grow up to tear each other down. Then you know you know all these stereotypes behind women, but it goes back to, you know, who are you listening to? Because over here
That's
we
so
pray for
Mm-hmm.
one another, we uplift
That's
one another,
good.
we
come on.
encourage one
Come
another,
on.
we brag about one another over here.
Listen.
But I'm
Listen.
sorry, go ahead, Tanya.
Mhm.
No, that was good. That was really good. I think a lot of things that causes competition is when we are not staying in our own lane.
And
Mm.
we don't know who we are too.
When we don't know who we are, and
That's good.
we're wounded,
Hmm.
and we don't know our identity,
Wow.
Hmm.
because God have made us all unique in our own way. And so if I'm not confident in myself, and I'm not sure who God called me to be and my purpose, then if God is using you, raising you up, you traveling, you on platforms, your name being called, and here I am trying to get my whole household together, you know. And if I don't understand that that's where He have me at in that season, I'll
Right.
start looking at you and start envying and competing, want to compete with you and say, why you not calling on me? Are
Right.
you ready to go out there? Are you really ready? And so a lot of competition that we see is because people want to be so quick to be in this limelight and want to be so quick to be seen, but they don't want to be refined. They don't want to be
Hmm.
processed. And
Ooh,
so, because of that, you see a lot of competition. Like, if it's my season to sit, I'm going to push you. I'm going to rejoice with you.
come
I'm
on.
going to
That
celebrate
part.
you.
Come
And
That
it
on.
part.
goes back to Mary and Elizabeth. My baby going to leap when I walk in the room.
Listen. Okay.
We
That
going to leap
part.
together.
We gonna
And
leave together.
so, a lot of competition that you see is because people don't want to sit and wait,
That's
and they
it.
want to go out and they want to do, and they get envy and jealous because we made this thing look so glamorous, but you got to die to your
Hmm.
flesh.
Talk about it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Listen, talk about it. Talk about it.
Daily. Daily.
No, hourly. You have to die to it. Talk about
Hourly. That's good. Yes.
it hourly.
Yes.
Yeah, so
That's
y'all got
real.
me stirred, so I'm just
Listen, I'm over
Go
here like,
ahead, sis.
oh,
Take.
you
Go
it? No.
ahead.
so I
Pour.
did write down something. I said, what causes competition is unhealed wounds, and we're in a culture that celebrate visibility over vulnerability. Many women have been overlooked, mishandled, and silent. So when a door opens, there's this subconscious urgency to prove that we're worthy. We race because we think there's only one seat at the table when there's
Gee,
many seats at the table for
many
all of us.
seats.
There's room at the table for all of us. And we only think that there's only one seat, as if we're playing musical chairs when they pull the
Okay.
chairs and we racing to get to the seat. No, there's many seats at this table.
At this table.
And so, but in the kingdom, there's room for many voices,
Yes.
many mantles,
Come
and
on.
many methods to move according to what God have called you to do. When we're rooted in identity, we realize that there is no one else like to dim. We don't have to dim nobody else's light. We don't have to compete with nobody else's. We don't have to look at you and be like, oh, did you hear how she say that? Did you hear how she quoted
That
that?
part.
No, I don't have to dim your light
I
because
don't.
I know who I am. And we all got a seat at the table.
Come on, ma'am. Listen.
Let me let me
Yeah,
sit my
take it. Everybody just take a moment.
tea
Take a
break on
sip.
that. We need to all digest
Just take
that
a whole sip,
because
because
that
I
is
need my
so
tissue.
good.
I didn't get my
Yes,
tissue tonight.
there is room for all of us
Because
at the table.
there
Deep
is
body
seats
bag.
for
It's
Deep
second
body.
offering time.
everybody.
We
Okay,
taking up another offering.
We
man.
want
And but
that.
this, I mean, every word that she spoke, I mean, it is literally live before you tonight, because here we are, a bunch of women ourselves in separate ministries, but also
Yes.
ministries in together, and have supported one another. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the biggest thing that I wanted everybody to see tonight, in demonstrating that there are multiple Elizabeths and Marys that you can come across, and that you can support, and that you can encourage, and you can be excited. Because the one thing, Elizabeth didn't even know Mary was pregnant. She over here
Mm-hmm.
prophesying to her, telling her what she got in her. And
Mm-hmm.
and Mary's like, well, is it really gonna happen? Like, is this what we're doing? And she was encouraged to know what was spoken to her by the Lord, right? That, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's my those are my girls. Okay, I just love
Yes.
me some Mary and Elizabeth. But and that is how I feel like sisterhood should really work, is
Mm-hmm.
that we should be encouraging one another, whether it's my season or not. Like you said, Tanya, if it's my season to sit, let me just support you. You need me to
Mm-hmm.
fold programs, you need me to push in a chair, what you need me to do, because
Mm-hmm.
there will be a season I will need you, and
Mm-hmm.
I know you'll be there for me. And I think, like you said, we got to be healed in the proper places, in our own selves, in our own hearts, and being able to address the unbrokenness that we have,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yes,
that
that's
God
good.
can can bring us to a divine connection, because maybe that's what's holding you up. Maybe you haven't met
Yes.
your sister yet because you still dealing with your attitude. You're
That
still
Yes.
dealing
part.
with
That part.
your words. You don't know how to communicate. I don't know
Mhm.
what it is. And that's no jab, but that's real. Like, God will not give you anything that you're not ready for. He weighs
Mhm.
our heart and he gives according to the deed. Like, if your heart is
Yes.
broke, sorry, sis, we gotta allow the master to heal it and
Yes.
mend that. So man, you hit it all. I'm gonna shut up now.
Man,
Joe,
I ain't
what's
got
the
to
next
preach it.
question? Because I'll go for days.
I
So,
mean, look, this thing has took a turn, and I'm just like, I don't even know, man.
listen. I don't even know what question we are. Lord,
Listen,
but I
listen.
mean, you all kind of already hit it, but just talk with us how you support each other and respect each other in your own anointing and calling. How do you continue to keep that divine sister connection?
Okay, I'll go.
What did she say?
I'll say for us, I um I honor her. I honor the God that's on her life. And I
Oh
think
Lord.
um
I got a tissue.
She's
in a
so
reference I think that's it. I won't. When I come from a when you have a sisterhood, and I'm just being very trans, when you have a sisterhood and you can honor that person and you see the God in their life, man, it supporting one another becomes easy, because when God is far and foremost in your life, you will understand the fruit on somebody else's life. You
yeah.
will not understand, you will know the fruit on somebody else's life, and it'll become easy to honor that person. And I tell her this all the time. She called me about unleashed prayer, and I said, because I honor the God of her life. You say what?
Yes, Lord.
But I honor the God that's on her life, and I could see God in her, through her, everything that she speaks. And because of that, I see her fruit, and it's easy for me to respect her. And the things, the call that's on her life, just the person who she is, makes it very easy to honor and support her.
Amen.
That's what I would say, because they say how you know the fruit, like you can see it visibly on people. That's
Absolutely.
how you would know. And I think a lot of times with women, we don't know how to honor each other.
That's good.
We don't
So
know how to honor.
you're gonna start a whole nother podcast tonight.
Right.
That's a
Okay,
whole
That
another
was very well
podcast,
put.
Lord God.
That was very well put.
But that
because
is
with
good.
honor, it comes
That's
that
facts,
respect,
though.
it comes
That's
that
facts.
support, it comes all of that. When you honor a
Absolutely.
person, it comes
Honor,
with all of that. So
honor.
that I'm
I
so
love
yeah.
it. I love it.
Get my thoughts together.
But I
Yeah.
tell her that all the time, and it
Good.
comes easy. And
Yeah.
you'll get those, and very trying. You'll get thoughts in your head, but when you honor a person and you honor God far and foremost, you can go to God, and it'll help. Sometimes we like, oh God, what about? No, God will talk to you, and He'll teach you, and He'll walk with you. I'm gonna say for me, I'm a the only girl, have brothers, and to come in a sisterhood, it was walking with God, walking with my sisters, trusting them, trusting the God in their lives, and getting to know them, and believing the path that God has me on when it comes to sisterhood.
Yeah.
Because being the only girl, you have to branch, you got to come, into like, okay, girl, coming into sisterhood, because I had brothers. So when it's like another sister woman coming, like, okay, let's be friends, girl. I don't need no friends. I got brothers.
Oh Lord.
What's that?
What's that? I got scared. They'll tell you all of that. They're like, now come on, Toviaz. But I honor the God that's on her life.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So yeah,
Wow. That's good. You gonna make me cry
I
tonight.
will make you
Well,
cry.
I would say this about doing life
Mhm.
with Toviaz, as well as ministry and sisterhood. And I don't even know if I ever told her, but God connected us, of course, through ministry.
Yeah.
But he says, I want you to earn her trust.
Wow.
Mm.
And he said, you're gonna earn her trust, because there's things that, of course, she gonna do ministry, but she's closed off. And he said, as time go, and you build with her, you're gonna earn her trust.
Mhm.
And I think that was one of the things that God showed me. And a lot of stuff people see publicly, but behind closed doors, we can call, and it can be something about unleash, and God will do a whole healing thing with the both of us. And we can talk about unpacking things in each one of our lives
Yeah.
that we don't even share, with each other. And he said that is what it is all about. Yes, it's ministry, but it's showing women that you can collaborate and you can come together and you can build, and you don't have to be intimidated.
No.
And Toviaz is all the way in a whole nother state, but we think the same thing, to the point that even when we get ready for Unleash, she be like, I'm about to do this to my hair. I'm like, girl, I promise you, I was just about to do that to my hair. Like, it be
Yes.
like that. And it makes it so easy. And what I love is because we built such a connection
Yeah.
that when rifts have tried to come, we were prepared,
See,
That's
now you
good.
gonna
because
make me get my tissue.
we were prepared because the enemy doesn't want this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anytime you're building something together, the enemy doesn't want it. So
Absolutely.
you have to be very strategic. You got to know who you are. You have to love on each other. We celebrate each other. We texting each other. When there's grief, we doing things, surprising with flowers. Just doing things.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this about her too. And Tovaz really don't like people in her personal space.
Mm.
And so when she came here for one of the Unleashed, this was after they moved to Texas, and she came in my house. Like, she was here. She was about to get a hotel, y'all. I was like, absolutely not. And she came, but there was something God was doing in her, to break things. And it was vice versa. When I came to Texas, she did the exact same thing. So you see why it makes sense, because
Mhm.
we take care of each other. And so
That's
that's what make our connection amazing. That's what make it anointed,
amen.
because we take care of each other.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Man,
Yeah.
that's so
Okay, I
awesome.
want to ask though, how did you here I go. Come on, hearts. Come on. I love it. Oh, so how did you handle those times where people did try to, well, I don't know if there was people, but when the enemy tried to bring you all apart or tried to bring discord into this divine connection, how did you go about that or how did you handle that?
I'll let Tobas take that one.
And
Oh
she's
my
she's a
gosh.
fighter. I see
And
it already.
because we fighters. No, I'm just saying. No,
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
I think
Jesus.
for me, it's about communicating. It's about communicating and being honest and to handle that. I think for me, it brought me all the way back to the dream that I had about us.
Mm,
And that dream didn't know her. Every time God will bring me back to that covenant in that dream that was made. And if you understand covenants, and if you understand how God honored covenants that he put
Mm-hmm.
together, that was big for me. And so when those things try to come, we listen, our communication, she is right. We could be in two different states, but when we come together, it's something about God and communicating and talking it through and understanding the assignment that God has placed us with. When you understand the assignment
Yeah.
and know that the enemy will try to break covenants. I mean, we could be on the phone and we'll be talking like, girl, like she sent me this video. And I think about that video all the time of how the enemy doesn't like when you your consistency in your assignment that
Yeah.
God has given you. And when you understand the impact that you're making because of the consistency of your assignment, then you can debunk all of what try to come through, what's coming your way. Because when God is at the top and you understand your assignment and you have to persevere through and be consistent in that and understand the impact that you're making, whether you see it or not, you'll keep going and you'll silence the chatter of that's coming against the assignment. And I always like to think about it. If there's chatter on the assignment, girl, we must be doing something right because there's
that part. That part.
Keep talking because it's bringing our name up before the king. So that's how a lot of it. And it's just communicating and knowing who you are, knowing the Father, knowing who you know. The Bible says you must know who labor amongst you, knowing her. And we're doing this assignment together. I used to say all the time, if someone call you and say Toviaz did this, you should be not ain't her.
Yeah.
But if somebody say Toviaz then ran, got a 25-inch weave down her back, you say, yeah, that was her because she loves long hair. You know who labor amongst you.
Right. You know them.
You know who labor amongst you. So when the chatter tries to come, you know the person who is in the assignment with you. So you'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
That wasn't their words. Come on. You better know. Come on.
Know
Know your sister.
Yes.
Know your sister.
Know your
Come
sister.
on.
And that's about doing life. That's about doing life together. That's about doing, the things together. And I think as time go on, you start learning that person. And I don't know why this word keep popping. I just hear honor. I'm just gonna say honoring.
Come on,
that
talk.
person because I don't know. The Lord is just saying that's huge. We have missed that step when it comes to doing things together. The motive have been different. It's not about honoring. It's not about this. Our motives have been different when we come together. But when you know that person who labors amongst you, then you can debunk all those negative chit chatters, talks, and things of in that nature. So that's
so good.
Now, we gonna fight y'all, but then we gonna come back now.
She said we gonna get
we gonna love on you.
We gonna love on you.
They'll pray you through, huh? They will pray you through.
But you gotta understand when
the Bible had a whole unleashed prayer group, jump them. No.
Because when the Bible says
we got y'all back now. No.
Oh, they coming, honey. They coming. Let me tell you something.
Facts.
All right, ladies. So, if you could break the silence on anything, what would you break the silence on?
Oh,
I'm gonna let you answer that.
Oh, I did write something down.
Go ahead and talk about it.
I said I would break the silence on when you're dealing with church hurt, people that have been hurt and wounded. That leaves just women questioning their worth, their voice. Because sometimes if I can break the silence, sometimes it's the voice. And I think about when I first got saved. And I didn't really know far as ministry because I didn't come from church. Like coming when I first joined ministry, that was my first time. So a lot of church language, a lot of that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I've always been very boisterous, but not loud, if that makes sense. I've always stood my ground, but not like, girl, you talk not like that, but just stood who I know who I am. So I always been that. But when you come into the church and you get the understanding where you function and flow in ministry or whatever, and so this stuff is your gifts are activated. I remember being told like you have to be careful what you say and how you say it because it can destroy, but not giving language to it. So it silenced who I was because in my ear, I'm hearing, you can't do this or you can't do that. Well, then, what can I do?
Right.
And so it silenced your voice and it put a mute on you. So it's important that if I were to break anything, it is to make sure that when we do enter the church, that we're discipled correctly,
Come on. Love
and
it.
that we understand who we are, and because I can preach or whatever, don't disqualify, don't just use me for that, but make
Right.
sure I'm healed. I just
Right.
keep going back to that. Make sure I'm healed,
Yeah.
make sure I'm set free,
Come
and
That's
then
on.
good.
also break the silence on, we dealing with shame,
Come
we dealing
on.
with trauma,
Come on.
we dealing with sexual trauma. People been
Come on.
in the church,
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
rejection, identity
Absolutely.
crisis.
Come on.
I will break the silence on emotional labor that comes with always being strong. You're the
Come
strong
on.
one, and so therefore you don't need prayer.
Jesus.
You'll be all right. We're breaking these silence. There's so
Come
much
on,
scary in
Tanya. Come
silence
on.
that I don't have nobody I can talk to, because I can't trust you, because then if I tell you, you're going to tell somebody else. So where
Come
the true
on.
intercessors at, that when I come with you, you're going to labor with me. You're going to pray with me until I get my breakthrough. You're not
Jesus.
going to mishandle me. You're not going to mismanage me.
Come
You're
on.
not
Yes.
going to just let stuff just go on in the church and dismiss what I say, make me feel as if something is wrong with me. We're not going to overlook what is happening.
Overlook. Come on.
We standing on the pulpit preaching, prophesied, but yet and still you just wounded me, you just hurt me, but yet you can go up there and be like, no, don't worry about it, we'll deal with it, and it's swept up under the rug. But healing
Mighty Lamb
begins
of God.
It's time for
when we
offering
give,
again.
healing begins when we give our pain permission to speak.
Mm,
Woo!
mm.
You better.
And that's what we're gonna talk. This is the season, and this is the season, and
Woo!
the time is now. All that,
All
all
of that.
that she said is
All of
being
that.
broken, and we breaking
Break
that
the
silence, and we
silence.
gonna talk that pain, and we gonna walk this walk, and we gonna be healed, and we gonna see what's on the other side. We
In
gonna tell
Jesus'
these
name.
mountains be removed. Come on, all of it. Man. Keep your schedule open, Tanya. No, I'm just kidding. You might need to come back. We gotta break some stuff. We
Damon
Yeah.
gotta break
said,
some
Damon
stuff.
said, come on here, somebody.
Come on here, somebody. Okay, you is talking.
We got to
All
give
right,
our pain permission
facts,
to speak.
facts.
Mm.
That's so good. That's so good. Okay, Toviaz.
I ain't got nothing. What y'all want me to do? What y'all want me to say? We didn't broke the silence.
She
We
She
didn't
broke
said.
the
swept the
silence. She done
floor.
broke
She
it. It's
said.
time to take the
Listen,
offering, the third
Listen.
one. That's the third offering.
Listen. That's a
you
true
tell me
sister.
the
Like.
silence have been broken. Like
She
all of
already
that.
slammed it.
All
She
of
already
that.
hit it.
Give our
Listen,
pain permission to
I'm in a
speak.
hurry.
That's
that's
there.
good.
That's
That I
it.
mean that if you ain't get nothing else, you
And
better
you ain't
have
getting
gotten
nothing
that. Come
else.
on. Come
Listen.
on. That's real. That's
Woo,
real.
that
Okay,
is
I
good.
missed one question and then we're gonna finally close out. We're coming to our close. Okay. But I did miss this one question, and I do know that you all do this very well. And I want you to share your wisdom, your way of discipling. So how do you empower other women? When they come into the new Unleashed group, just seeing you on the streets, how do you approach these new believers, these newcomers?
You want to go, Tanya?
She said, "Tanya, you go first."
I mean, it's
I
about embracing, but go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. You can speak.
Go ahead. You just brought us down the lane. You can't drop us off now. I mean, listen.
Well, I did write some stuff down again.
Come on, speak, ma'am.
I like to write
Listen.
now. Yeah, let me tell you. Can I just tell y'all something? Something broke off of me during since my therapy. Been going to therapy because I
Yes.
got a real saved therapist. I mean, like we speak in tongues. We
Come
anoint each other
on.
in this office. I
Yeah.
mean, and something literally broke. But I realized that when you are in trauma, that a lot of stuff feel like it's been suspended, And so I've always loved to write and to journal. And
Mhm.
so it's like it's coming back. So I just wanted to share that.
Yes. Yes.
But how do we empower women? I believe that we have to meet people where they're at. We have to empower them by walking with them, not judging them, not just preaching at them. We have to mentor them through deliverance, inner healing, and spiritual development. And so, because we've been through some of the stuff that some of these women have gone through, and men, that we're able to speak from a place where I've been there and I've done that, because we can't speak from a place if we haven't been there yet. And so, because we've been there, just the same way we're talking now, where we're speaking from that place, where now we're healed. So now we're equipped to empower. We help them confront the lies they believed about themselves and
Mm,
replace them with the truth of who God says that they are.
come on.
We point them back to the cross.
Come on.
We do not take no glory for ourselves. We point them
Come
back to the
on.
cross.
Come on.
We create safe spaces where
Yes.
they can grieve, grow, and get back up again.
Amen.
Our goal isn't just to see women walk in power, but to walk in their wholeness.
Yes.
And so those are just some of the things I would say that we empower women to do. And we listen. And we listen. We
Come
listen and
on.
we don't judge.
Come on. Come on and say it. I
And
was
we
about to go
don't
there.
judge.
I was gonna say it. Go ahead.
We
Listen.
listen
We
We
and
listen
we
and we
listen and
don't
And
we
we
don't
don't
judge.
judge.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That
judge.
I love it. That is
That's good.
beautiful. And I would say this to somebody who is, coming into a group, or you feel like the voice that you are resonating with in whatever empowerment group that you connect with, that the things that she just said, if that's not what's happening, I would remove myself. Sorry to say it, but I would silently step back and get out while you
Telling
can.
the
Okay,
truth.
yes, the one church finger, Tanya. Take your church finger and dip out. Okay, because I
Which,
mean, seriously, if
yes.
you because people will manipulate you into a
Mm-hmm.
place that you have no business being, because they see the good in you, but because you're so blinded or so broken or whatever the case may be, that you'll accept anything, and you're thinking you're getting loved, you think that you're being empowered and encouraged, and then pretty soon you're still in the same place because they won't let
Mm-hmm.
you go nowhere else, and that is not the will of the Father
right.
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. It's about discipling, it's about letting others grow. I mean, listen, you want the person to go above you. Listen, that
Yes.
is supposed to push each other, go higher, that is really how it's supposed to work. So once again, get your notebooks, like she said, it's healthy, it's therapeutic to
Yes.
write and jot it down. Listen, if you got to go listen to the replay, get it, okay, because that was some valuable gems in that statement.
Yes.
I just had to make that comment. Go ahead, Joe.
I don't have
Oh,
anything.
she said, oh, I thought you was getting ready to say something. My bad.
I said it.
uh,
I was
Toviaz, did
agreeing.
you want to add anything to that?
I mean, she hit it everything. I'm with the listen and we don't judge,
Come
because
on.
Yeah.
you create that safe space for us to be vulnerable. You'll be surprised how many people will release what's been
Yes.
on them. You'll be surprised how many people are looking for that space, looking for a space, a place, or a person, just to release the things that's holding them, that's keeping them bound. And when
Mm-hmm.
you have that safe space, we say it all the time, this is a safe space.
Absolutely.
This is a safe space, and we don't want the glory. We gonna point you back to God, because He is the one who came to set the captives free. But
Come
we're
on.
gonna love on you,
Yes.
point you back to the Father, and we listen and
And we don't judge. Come
Don't
on.
judge.
I love it. I love it. Before we close
we
this,
listen and we don't judge.
we
Oh,
listen and we don't judge. Listen. Come on. That's real. But that I mean, because a lot of times us women we don't take the time to just sit and listen. We
That's
so
Yeah.
quick
it.
to wanna, oh girl, you gotta do this, girl, you gotta do that.
Mm.
No, sometimes I just can I just vent? You know,
Right.
it's just heavy on me. And and
Right.
and you don't know how that is releasing somebody, you
Mhm.
know, and helping
Mhm.
somebody because like Tanya has said, you know, we gotta break that silence and allow that pain to talk. Some of this
Mhm.
pain's been in these people for years, and
Yes.
it don't sound. It sounds all bunch of crazy when they talking,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but when you have the gifting and the ability to just sit and listen
Right.
Yes.
to that sister, you already doing something for the Lord. So don't think that you gotta quote a scripture, lay hands, lay them out,
Mm-mm.
and all the things. Sometimes it's just sit there and
Just
listen
listen.
and
And
don't judge,
and
okay? That
sometimes
part of it.
sometimes just allowing the person to talk, the person themselves can get a revelation by just hearing themselves talk.
Come
That's
on.
the word of the Lord.
Mhm.
We overcome by each other's
Come
testimony.
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Bible, come on,
Yep.
Yep.
Bible.
Yeah.
That's the
Listen.
Bible to it, you know?
Come on. That's
Mhm.
word. That's word.
Mhm.
Well, I gotta put this plug in. So y'all heard all this gemming tonight, okay? All these diamonds and rubies and all the things tonight. And so if you have not, you should be following Unleashed Prayer Group. Definitely
Yes.
want to stay tuned because they have an event coming up here at the end of May. It is May 31st. I request that you get your seats now because they go quick and they go fast. If I'm not corrected, they probably already out. But if you better pray and hope. See,
Come
look
forward
at him.
ready.
You better do it tonight.
And
Don't
come
I'm
forward
gonna
ready.
do it in the morning. No, they go quick and they go fast. So definitely you don't. I went to my first prayer brunch and they said be floor ready. I didn't know what that means until afterwards. Okay. And now I know. And now I know. And so I say to you, be floor ready, okay?
We're ready.
Dress comfortably and cute, all right? But it is an amazing time. You will meet a lot of great, amazing people, great women of
Yes.
God, and always be empowered and you will leave free. There has not been an unleashed event that I have not felt, like 10,000, okay? Like, I could take the world, because that is how it is when you are amongst the body and amongst these great women who have suffered, who have paid the
Yes.
cost for this group. And if you are one of those morning birds, sometimes like myself, sometimes I'm gonna confess I have to catch the replay, but prayer
I'm a
is
replay
tomorrow
person.
morning. They do prayer every Tuesday and Thursday morning from 6 a.m. You can catch them on the YouTube on the Unleashed Prayer Group as well. And if you are a part of the Facebook group, you can lock in on there as well. So tomorrow morning, so after this, y'all go to sleep,
Go to bed.
get ready so we can be on the prayer call in the morning, okay? So we can get some more gems. All right, get our lives together. But I thank you, ladies, so much for your time, for your wisdom, for pouring out, for sharing with us. As you both know, you're always welcome here on Tea Time with Liz and friends. We all have a deep love for you both, and we honor you both for your service and for your
Yes.
commitment to the call and just empowering us. I remember telling Joe this at the last Unleashed prayer. I said they are our example. This is who we got to follow in
Amen.
this movement. And so we thank you for being that example for us, so that we may do the work of the Lord as well. So in the last few minutes that we got left, what are some last words of wisdom or advice you would like to share with the listeners tonight? It can be on anything you feel the Lord is leading you, anything you wrote down, Tanya, that you didn't get to say.
Listen. Yeah.
Whatever it is. What is the last few words that you would like to share with the viewers tonight?
Listen.
Go
Well,
ahead, sister.
I'ma go before she go and
No.
write down what she got me. No, I'm just but I'm gonna say that last two words of wisdom is that unity is the word here. It's time for us to rise together to support one another. Let's speak life over one another. Our
Amen.
calls and our gifts God has given to each one of us. Let's remind ourselves that we are daughters of the
Amen.
King, of the Most
Yes.
High. Let's create safe spaces where we can grow, cry, and encourage without judgment, without competition. Let's share our victories, our
Yes.
testimonies, because that's how you can bring down the wall. That's how you can seal the cracks by
Yes.
coming together in unity. So, my wisdom word today is let's come together in unity. So, that's it.
Oh,
Amen.
amen. Come
I
on,
Amen.
ladies.
love
Yes. Yes.
that.
Courageous about breaking down these stereotypes.
Well, I most
Let's do it.
definitely
I
Let's
wrote
break
down.
it.
Don't listen.
break them, break
She said break it.
them.
I love it. I
No,
love
I
it.
love it. I would just say, I would just be very simple. Just stay grounded in God's presence and just allow Him to heal you. Be healed, be holy, and be whole. And remember, your process is not punishment, it's preparation. And
Come on.
everything that tried to break you is about to become your breaking point into destiny. God got need of you in the kingdom.
Yes.
Walk in your own lane and understand
I
that
like
it is not about competition. It is not about who need to see you. It's not about any of that, but understand that you have a seat at the table
Come
yourself.
on.
Be
Come
blessed
on.
in Jesus'
Oh,
name.
amen. Listen.
Amen.
Come
Amen.
on, in heart. In
I
heart.
want to do that. Like,
If you don't got an apple, you can't do it.
exactly. Come on.
Oh, Joe. Oh, Lord. Oh, Joe.
My Mac ain't working on me tonight. It won't let me do it. It won't let me
Right.
do it. But it's all good. It's all good. But
Whatever.
I
I'm
love it.
team
I love
Android, and I'm okay with that.
it. We're gonna get her delivered. We're gonna get her
Praise
delivered.
God. Right now, Lord. Look.
We break it. No, just kidding.
Come on, Joe. Come on. Come on.
Well, we thank you all for hanging in this. I know we went a little over, but this was so good that I didn't mind. I hope you didn't mind hanging out with us, but we thank you. So stay tuned. May 5th, we are going into our next topic in breaking the silence. Are you shacking up or not? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it a real thing? Is it not? We're going to talk about it because we're breaking the silence this year. Okay. But we thank you. You all be blessed. And we will see you next time on Tea Time with Liz and Friends.
Thank you. Blessings.
My heart's
Bless.
messing.